Miami, Burleigh and Palm Beach. We're doing it on the couch, but we're doing it on somebody else's couch. This is Paul Hans.
This is our couch.
This is your couch. Now, Paul is from PJH Construction, which is based in Burleigh, and we're here in Koala Park, which is in Burleigh Hedge, yeah?
Beautiful part of the world.
It is. So this is his couch. This is his house. Yeah. He built this, to give you a bit of history of this. This was one piece of land that had an old house on it.
Yep. 680 square metre block.
Which you basically split.
Yep.
Built a house.
Yep.
Which is next door.
Yep.
I won't shout too loud. And then you built this house.
We did, yeah. So we've been in here for about 18 months now. So yeah.
And so now this house is actually going to be for sale now.
Yep. It's on the market with Black and Young.
Okay.
Yeah. Been on the market for a couple of weeks. We've had a fair bit of interest, and yeah, we're ready to go again.
Well, thank you for letting us come in your house.
Pleasure.
And interview you on your own couch.
Pleasure.
We really held back. We were going to have beers before, but we thought we better not. We better not have beers during this.
Keep it professional for 5 minutes.
Professional.
Yeah.
We'll have them after.
Okay, sounds good.
So, right, we're going to ask you questions, the initial ones that are completely non-house related, right?
Okay.
So, look back when you had that big little mullet and all that stuff.
Had the curls.
And the curls back in the 80s.
Yeah.
What was your very, very first car?
First car was a Toyota Hilux.
Yep.
2-wheel drive, tray back, put a set of white racks on it and the toolboxes, and
off you went.
Yeah, first year apprentice with Herman the Hilux, I called him.
Herman the Hilux.
It was a good little car actually. Yeah.
And how long did you keep that?
3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I'm getting a Commodore Ute after that.
Superb.
Bit of an upgrade.
We've had all sorts. We've had the wagons. We had a lot of wagons actually. A lot of those Oldham wagons.
What sort of wagons?
You know, the Shaggin wagons, I think they call them.
You know,
those ones. Yeah, we've seen a few of those. I think we saw 3 in a row, to be honest.
Wow.
But so sports, right? What is your favourite sports team?
Parramatta Eels.
They're doing pretty well this year.
Mate, I think they're still on top of the ladder.
Yeah.
They've been on top of the ladder for pretty much the whole year.
So you're feeling good for this year with them?
Yeah, confident, but you know, the Eels can sort of die at the end too, you know, when it comes to finals of footy, and yeah, they choke at the end.
Let's hope they
don't this year. But,
touch wood.
Yeah, no, they're going well. They pretty much, I think they've lost 1 game all year. So we're on top.
You're on top.
It's good. They're going well.
Superb.
Yeah.
So what, we can't do this at the moment, we can't go overseas, and it might be in Australia even, but where is your most magical holiday destination that you and your wife Nikki want to go back to? Or?
I'd probably say the Maldives. Yeah, we've been there a couple of times. Went there for my 40th a couple of years ago.
Pretty amazing place.
It's a beautiful part of the world, yeah. Just the water, and there's really good surf. The air temp and the water temp's 28 degrees pretty much all year round. And it's just unbelievable. But if I had to say Australia, probably, I don't know, there's so many in Australia, but I'd consider WA. We did a tour down the coast of WA.
The Margaret River and all that? Or?
Yeah, right down to Margaret River. We didn't go any further, but it was just beautiful, you know. You're sort of driving along and you come up over the hill and there's this beautiful beach with beautiful, you know, blue water. And
nobody there.
It's just super casual too. Everyone's friendly, so I'd say Maldives and WA.
Superb. Well, I've been honoured enough to know you for sort of well on over a decade now. So
10 years.
Over 10 years.
I should get a gold watch.
You should. Now, something that sort of has come to that comes up with most business people is what do you feel in this last decade? I remember when you went out on your own as PJH Construction. I remember your first reno you did. Now, in this last decade, or even today, what is your biggest business achievement? What do you feel is your biggest business achievement?
Business for the company, I think from when we started to now, I just think it's getting the team together. It's taken 10 years to get where we wanted to be, sort of thing, and as a whole I would probably say that. But if I looked at, on a side note with Nikki and I, in developing, I would probably say Koala Park. We took the plunge, we got the DA, we split the block, we built the house. We sold for what we wanted it, and then we've got this next one to go as well.
I think the whole area's changed since you've been here. So Koala Park, if you know Burleigh, was really quite an undeveloped, untouched for 20 or 30 years place.
Yeah.
Old 70s houses, 80s houses.
No, so it's tidied up a lot in the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, there were a few developments prior to us coming in here, but it was just a bit of a fluke. We came through one day actually after having brekkie. I said to Nikki, let's just drive through and have a look, and there was a house on the corner on Gyra where we are now. Had a for sale sign up, and pretty much rang the real estate agent and said we're keen. So there's a bit of a story behind that as well, bit of luck, I guess, in the right place at the right time, and we got it. So yeah, I'd say just building the business up to where it is today. I can step back a bit, plus personally, just us getting into a bit more developing, which we really enjoy.
Yeah, so you want to be able to buy something and improve it and build something. And
We did a lot of renovations, really starting to enjoy all the new stuff now.
So you're mainly new builds now?
Yeah, we still do the odd renovation depending on the area, but if it's in Koala Park, we'll do it.
Not too far from home?
No, skateboard right away.
So where did you buy your very, very first house? How much was it and what was it?
Okay, yeah.
If it's okay.
Yeah. It was 119 Nobby Parade, Miami. And it would have been, we'd be probably running about 9 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I think we paid low fives from memory, or maybe a touch under, maybe 475 or 500, yeah.
And you did a full reno there?
Yeah. Oh, there's hours and hours and weeks and years worth of work gone into that one. Plenty of dirt to come from the back and wheelbarrow it through, but we all got involved, I
think it had some red brick, a bit of a red brick wall in there.
From Melbourne.
Yeah.
Your leftovers.
Some leftover Melbourne red bricks from an old pub.
Yeah.
So give me the history of your career. So you're from Dalby, right?
Dalby, yep.
So that's where you were born and bred?
Yep.
So how did you get into what you're doing? How did we get there?
Apparently I always wanted to be a builder from when I was young.
Yeah.
That's what mum and dad always say. When I was 15, I just wrote to a few builders and said, can I come and do a bit of work experience and, a bit of free labour. One guy said yes, so I pretty much every holiday I'd get on my bike.
And you'd help?
And I'd
How old?
Yeah, I'd ride out. I think I was 14 or 15, yeah.
Okay.
So I did a year with one builder. He sharpened me up a lot, sort of. I was obviously, young and green, and the hands, I'd come home from work because he was mainly a shed builder, and we did all the roofs and that, and all my hands were all cut. But I did that for a year, and then the next year I tried with another builder. Just sent him a letter. I sent all the letters out again, and Normie Patch took me on. He's a really nice guy out there. But we used to do pretty much everything out there, out on the old farmhouses and that. We'd do all the plumbing, the tiling, the painting, welding. Like I learned to weld, pretty much everything except electrical. So anyway, he took me on, did my apprenticeship. And then I stayed on for a bit. Then I went overseas. Then I came back.
And Nikki, your wife, was from Dalby as well?
She's from Dalby. Yep. So we pretty much known each other forever, I guess, if you look back. Yeah.
So your childhood sweethearts, or was there?
No.
Yeah, a bit older?
Yeah, she was actually, she was my sister's best friend. Did the apprenticeship and did a bit of subcontract work, then moved to the coast, same again, a bit more subcontract work, and then I went out my own, one employee, then we got an apprentice, and then just slowly build it up, and then we got a business coach, and he got me off the tools. That'd be probably, have to be 6 or 7 years ago now, and then so I can work on the business a bit more. And now we're I think we've got about 12 guys and Simone in the office, and everything's going pretty well, eh? Yeah.
And the key thing's your team as well. Your team will work for you.
They do, yeah.
They're not subcontractors. His whole team are employed by PJH.
Yeah.
And the team is it's a team that really has been established for a long time now.
Yeah, some of the guys have been with me, you know, for nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
A couple of guys of my original, he's back as well, and then another couple of guys have gone and come back, just because I think they enjoy working for us and the quality of work, and it's local too. We're literally in Koala Park. We've got 4 or 5 projects on now, 2 or 3 more this year. The furthest we have to travel at the moment is probably a 5-minute drive to Burleigh Waters. So the boys are loving it. They're loving it. Yeah. But they're all awesome, mate. Like dead set. I've got.
They're craftsmen. They're not.
Yeah.
And that's like they're not tradespeople. They're craftsmen.
They
the way
are,
the work
yeah,
they do, they can wrap something in wood. They can do anything.
The guys, you know, most of my guys are old school, and you know, I've got the younger bloods too that are super keen and willing to learn, and they've all stepped up as well. At the moment, I couldn't be happier with the crew I've got. Yeah, that's 100% sure. So.
And that's good. It's obviously what you've made it a place that people want to work at.
Yeah. We try to promote that, mate. Yeah.
Kudos to you. So that's a real result.
No, we look after them the best we can, and you know, we go to the Master Builders Awards every year. We have good. You go
on fishing trips, I think.
Fishing trips. Yeah. So one's booked in 4 or 5 weeks' time. So
probably don't call Paul after a fishing trip would be a recommendation. It'd be better to wait maybe a further day.
Yeah, and don't bring the fish home whole, and don't skin or gut them on the kitchen sink either.
No, that won't be popular, especially straight off the boat.
No, I think everyone enjoys working for us, and as I said, I say it all the time. Just lucky I've got such a good crew. Yeah. Because without them.
They are everything. The business is nothing. The people is the business. Your people is the business.
Totally agree. Yeah.
So, like, if you wanted a tip for somebody that's selling their house, right?
Yep.
What's going to be their biggest tip? What's your best tip or number of tips you can give somebody wanting to sell?
Well, just on experience with our stuff, we always get told that the quality is unreal from our build, so that's from all my carpenters and our sub-trades, but it's the styling, so you want to make sure it's styled right. If you don't have the furniture, you don't have the little bits and pieces and the candles, you can hire it. It's just got to present well.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I think people are always asking, give me your inclusions list, and if you've got a massive list of inclusions, for example, CCTV and alarms, and you've got everything automated.
Sonos, your sound system.
Yeah, we've got the Sonos sound system, and you can see everything from your phone on a Wi-Fi. We can control the heat pump in the pool, the irrigation system, the chlorinator, the lights, the clips of lights can be all controlled from your iPad. You can turn stuff on and off. I think it's good to make it super easy for people to live here, and they love all that stuff,
Yeah.
All those little bits and pieces that years ago we probably wouldn't have put in. We try to put everything in them now, and people, I think they love that. They see,
was nothing to do, yeah?
That's right, yeah. Minimal maintenance, so they don't have to go out there and hold the hose and water the grass, and it's a super easy place to live here too, so. And
you've proven it, you've been here a year and a half.
Yeah. But I think just the finishes, they have to be super high quality. You can't have a thing out of place, because you don't want people coming in here and going, oh yeah, but what about that? What about what?
Yeah.
They just want to praise it, walk out, and you just want them to sign a contract straight away. So yeah.
So if you're building a house, so if you got somebody that's going to build their house, right? They're going to construct a house. What are your biggest tips for somebody building?
Prior to starting, I think they need to do their homework on probably the builder to start with. They need to shop around and find the right builder first. Once they've got their builder, in my opinion, this is the right way to do it, then they should get maybe the builder's drafter or architect and all work together, because the client will know their budget, and then the builder will know the budget, and then we can work together to design a house that they're happy with that suits the budget. So what I'm getting from that is, let's say if you have somebody that goes to the architect first, they have these amazing huge ideas. Yep.
and then they bring it to the real world, and the builder goes,
Yeah.
and then it's out of budget.
Yep. We see it all the time. Like they'll spend 10, 15, 20 grand on plans, and they even go further and they get certification done and engineering, and they've spent all this cash, and then they send it all out to builders, and then all the builders are like, well, this is the sum, and most of the time we'll all be within 5% of each other, but it could be a waste of time and a waste of money for everyone. It's just and then it kind of breaks their heart, I guess, because they've got this goal. They're thinking they can see themselves in this house, and then they can't afford it. Yeah. So I think if you can pick your builder, do your research, go to them first, and then talk to the architect or the drafter, and then just get the plans done, and then get it designed and the correct size too. Because you might have a budget of say 500,000, but you might have to shrink your square meterage back to suit that budget.
Yep.
Yeah. So just work as a team early on, and then you'll kind of.
So you're doing your research up front rather than throwing a load of stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks.
Big time.
Yeah.
See it all the time. So yeah.
And so I suppose we always ask with buyers, what are your tips for somebody going to buy a house? Have you got any tips? You obviously bought a lot of houses now.
Yeah.
What are your tips when you a buyer going to go and look at a place?
Okay. Depending on what you actually want to do with the property, say if it's a renovator.
Just say it's a renovator. Yeah.
Okay. I'd try to get in the right area. So
area number one
for resale. Yeah, I think area is a big one.
Yeah.
So we always seem to get drawn to Burleigh just because we know the area. So you want to be close to schools too. Public transport. Maybe the highway. You just got to pick the right location. I think would be the big one. And then I guess you got to have a look at the structure of it. You might want to get a builder in too prior, just to have a look at the house. You've done that before with us.
Yep, we have.
We'll just come in and have a look and just give you some ideas. So maybe get a builder involved early, even on an inspection. Just bring the builder along, and then they can
plans what you want to do.
Yeah, and you just got to be able to value add to the property. If the property's already been done and you can't really do too much to it, you're probably not going to make as much money. But I just think you need to do that, and then buying in the right market too. I guess you want to try to buy and sell in the same market, or buy in a low and sell in a high. You sort of don't want to buy in a high and sell in a low. So
timing as well. Timing,
impeccable.
Area, timing.
Yep.
And sometimes it's, I think, sometimes with like we've had a couple of people. I spoke to somebody today, and they said if they really value the property, they've got to sometimes just find a place where that seller's going to meet them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so. Yeah, mate, I don't know. I think it's about it, eh? No,
it's good. So, all right, we've gone through. 2020 has been, I think it's probably been the most turbulent year of everybody's life.
Up and down, hey?
The entire planet, yeah?
Who would have thought, kicking into the year, we'd have this going on?
No, so...
It's pretty crazy.
Today, the borders are reopened. I was there with Dane looking out, and we saw the first Qantas plane coming in.
Oh, wow.
It's just a good feeling to
cool.
see it coming back in.
Yeah.
So we saw that today,
yep.
Which is great. That's we're reopening here on the Gold Coast. We're going to start to see people coming back in.
Yep.
How do you feel about the future?
The tourists back in. With the property market, or just...
Yeah, property market.
Yeah.
Do the whole thing if you want.
How long you got? I've always been pretty confident. We've just, with what we're doing, we think now's the right time to sell. We've got confidence in it now, and I've got confidence in it moving forward too. Start of the year, I guess we were thinking that there might have been a bit of a lull, sort of maybe in October, and a bit of a drop in house prices, but I think it depends on what market you're into and what.
There's been a lot of inquiry, there's a lot of inquiry at the moment, and I kind of agree with you. I think, if anything, it's been resilient here.
It has, yeah.
Really has
it's
been
kept
resilient.
Strong, especially in the high performing suburbs as well. They've sort of held their own.
Well, there's stuff happening in these suburbs. We come along here and there's a house. Did you build that? Was that the Baja one you built?
Yeah, just down the road. Yeah.
So there's one which is number
7.
Number 7.
7 Tawari is the one that just sold.
And it's, it is a breathtaking,
beautiful
huge sort of Spanishy style house.
Yeah, Just the whole front gable of it just makes a statement to the street, and they look great together. Yeah,
It's
the Mediterranean and the, yeah.
So you come along and you've got that, then you have another one, then you have your two you've done. Like there's the whole area is just different, and
It's
they're all
changed,
individual.
yeah.
It's not
They are.
like your
Very
Metrocom
unique.
out of a box.
Yeah.
You know, they're very
No,
unique.
they're all custom. They're all very unique, and they're all different. They're all different styles, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, they're all
yeah,
it's completely individual, aren't they?
it is. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. That's the spot to be.
It is. Oh well, thank you so much for spending the time with us today.
Pleasure. It's been enjoyable.
If you look him up, it's PJH Construction.
Yep.
You can look him up on Instagram. What's it on Instagram, Paul?
Instagram?
Yeah, what is your Instagram following?
Yeah, it's just PJH Constructions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you see him on Facebook, and you can Google him, and you can see some of these projects. And this property is for sale with Black and Young.
Black and Young. Yeah, it's been on the market for 2 weeks, and yeah, we've had a really good response. Plenty of, we've got private inspections.
Yeah.
You just have to call up Sean from the real estate there, and he'll get you through. And yeah, we've had a really good response. So
Exciting.
I don't think it'll last long.
Good stuff. Well, there'll be if you have a look on there, you can have a bit of a tour through it as well. It's a phenomenal home. It
Thanks,
really
mate.
is, and
Thank you.
the finishes are just they're very, very good. But this is their normal furniture. So
This
it's
is
like
it.
It's like a show home. You wouldn't think he's got 3 kids.
No.
So
Well,
thank
mate.
you very much.
Pleasure.
Thanks for spending the time today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Cheers.